This is a moment that has effectively paralyzed the sports world, leaving analysts, fans, and tournament directors in a state of absolute, hollowed-out shock. 2 minutes ago, the air was sucked out of the press room in a way that the WTA has never witnessed. Alex Eala, the 20-year-old titan who has become the pulse of global tennis, sat before a wall of cameras, her face etched with a level of exhaustion that no filter could hide, and uttered 7 words that have sent a seismic chill through the entire industry. "This might be my last match." The silence that followed was deafening. It wasn't just the silence of a room full of reporters, it was the silence of a nation's heart skipping a beat. The images currently trending show a warrior at her breaking point, a young woman who has carried the weight of 115 million people since she was 13 years old, finally confronting the brutal reality of the professional grind. The "I won't stop" defiance of her signature brand has suddenly collided with the fragile limits of the human body. This isn't just a headline, it is a full-blown existential crisis for the sport. Why would the most bankable star in the world, the woman who crashed servers in Stuttgart and forced the WTA to add seats in Madrid, even contemplate walking away? This is the definitive, exhaustive investigation into the physical toll, the mental burden, and the high-stakes drama behind Alex Eala's shocking press room bombshell. To understand how we reached this terrifying crossroads, we have to look at the sheer intensity of the Eala effect over the past season. Alex Eala hasn't just been playing tennis, she has been conducting a tactical and commercial symphony that has redefined the professional standards of the WTA. But that symphony has come at a price that the cameras rarely capture. We have seen her first serve speeds skyrocket to a staggering 175 kilometers per hour, a feat of engineering that has left rivals like Aryna Sabalenka speechless. But every time she hits that mark, the torque on her shoulder and the impact on her joints are equivalent to a small car crash. Her training at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, under the relentless eye of Tony Nadal, is built on a philosophy of enjoying the suffering. But what happens when the suffering stops being a tool for growth and starts becoming a threat to survival? The press room statement came after a grueling, 3-hour marathon match that saw Eala sliding across the red clay with a ferocity that seemed almost supernatural. She was chasing down drop shots that were mathematically unreachable. She was hitting winners from angles that defied geometry. But those who were watching closely noticed the winces between points. They noticed the way she clutched her side after a particularly violent left-handed forehand. When she finally walked into the press room, she didn't look like a champion who had just dismantled a top 10 opponent. She looked like a survivor of a war zone. When she said "this might be my last match," she wasn't talking about a permanent retirement, but she was signaling a breaking point that the WTA leadership can no longer ignore. The commercial weight of this moment is staggering. Alex Eala is currently the center of a massive bidding war between global corporations. Nike has positioned her as the face of their global next-gen campaign, her portrait hanging in the Ambassador Tunnel alongside Michael Jordan and Serena Williams. 50 million viewers tuned in to watch her recent highlights. If Alex Eala stops, the economic engine of women's tennis in Asia and Europe takes a multi-billion-dollar hit. Tournament directors in Paris and London are reportedly in a state of panic, realizing that their ticket sales and digital engagement are directly tethered to the presence of the girl from Quezon City. The Eala effect has become so large that the player herself has become a prisoner of her own success. Let us analyze the technical and physical reality of the Eala grind. Being a left-hander trained in the Nadal style means her game is inherently more physically demanding than almost anyone else on tour. Her movement is built on explosive lateral shifts and deep, grinding slides on the clay. This style requires a level of core strength and lower body stability that is difficult for a 20-year-old frame to sustain year-round without rest. The critics who once questioned her stamina have been proven wrong, but the cost of that proof is visible in the press room today. She has pushed her body to do the impossible in Stuttgart and Madrid. But the human machine has its limits. The "I won't stop" mentality is a double-edged sword. It creates legends, but it also creates injuries. The mental burden is perhaps even more significant. Alex Eala isn't just playing for herself. She is the nation's daughter, the hero of the Filipino diaspora, and the role model for every young athlete in Southeast Asia. When she steps onto the court, she carries the prayers, the expectations, and the intense scrutiny of millions. We saw the Eala mania in Germany, where ticket prices spiked by 500%. Imagine the psychological weight of knowing that thousands of people have spent their life savings and traveled across continents just to see you hit a ball. Most athletes would have crumbled years ago. The fact that Alex has sustained this level of excellence since she moved to Mallorca at 13 is a miracle of mental toughness. But even a miracle needs a recovery period. The last match comment has sparked a fierce debate about the WTA scheduling and the protection of young stars. Insiders suggest that Eala's camp has been at odds with the tour's leadership regarding the density of the 1,000-level draws. The requirement to play back-to-back high-intensity tournaments with no meaningful break is being blamed for this breaking point. If the WTA loses Alex Eala to injury or burnout, it will be a failure of institutional management. The bidding war for her time and her image has reached a fever pitch, but what is the value of a brand if the athlete is too exhausted to compete? The silence in the press room was the sound of the industry realizing that they might have pushed their golden goose too far. But we must look at the biography of Alex Eala to understand why she might still find a way back. This is a girl who left her parents at 13 to live in a dormitory in a foreign country. This is a girl who spent her childhood on half basketball courts in the Philippine heat. Resilience is in her DNA. Her mother, a champion swimmer, and her father, a disciplined mentor, raised her to view obstacles as opportunities. The "I won't stop" quote isn't just marketing, it's a core belief. While the press room went silent in fear, those who know Alex best believe this is her way of taking control of her own narrative. She is forcing the world to see her as a human being, not just a revenue generator or a highlight reel. The tactical evolution of her game this season has been breathtaking. We've seen her develop a 175 km/h serve that has neutralized the power of the tour's biggest hitters. We've seen her master the geometry of the clay court, using her left-handed topspin to dictate play like a young Rafael Nadal. But this lefty titan version of Alex Eala requires a level of physical maintenance that is unprecedented. Her team is reportedly looking at a complete recalibration of her season, potentially skipping major events to ensure she is healthy for the Grand Slams and the Olympics. The last match bombshell might be the tactical move needed to secure her long-term future. As the news of her statement goes viral, the Eala effect is taking on a new dimension, one of global concern and support. The Filipino community across the globe is currently organizing a massive digital wave of encouragement, using the hashtag #IWillWaitForEala. Corporations are reassessing their demands, and the WTA is facing a PR disaster. This is the moment where the power shift in tennis becomes undeniable. A 20-year-old with a racket and a dream has brought the entire establishment to its knees with a single sentence. She has proven that she is more than just a player, she is the most powerful voice in the sport. The road ahead is uncertain. Will we see Alex Eala on the red clay of Paris, or will the press room silence extend into the summer? Whatever the choice, her legacy is already secure. She has shattered records, broken barriers, and inspired a generation. She has shown the world that a girl from Quezon City can conquer the heart of Europe. The "I won't stop" spirit will eventually return, but for now the world must listen to the silence. It is a reminder that even the most unstoppable forces need a moment to breathe. Now, it is time for the sport to give something back to her. We are tracking every single development, every medical update, and every whisper from the locker rooms as this historic drama unfolds. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and that you have hit the notification bell so you never miss a second of our coverage of the Eala era. This is a story that transcends tennis. It is a story of human limits and the power of a nation's love. Drop a like on this video to show your support for Alexandra Eala during this difficult time. The world is watching, the fans are praying, and the red clay is waiting. Thank you for being part of this journey as we support the rise and the resilience of a true global icon. I am out of here for now. Peace.